Your yellow pillow isn't dirty, it's baked. The standard advice for a deeply stained pillow is to run it through a hot wash cycle with a heavy pour of bleach. That's the exact combination that ruins it. The fix costs about $4, and it's a box of powdered borax mixed with basic blue dish soap, sitting in your grocery aisle right now. But if you try to speed this up by pouring bleach into a hot wash cycle, you will dye the fabric a deeper yellow and destroy the cotton fibers. The safe method takes a completely different chemical approach. I didn't believe it either until I tried it on a pillow I was ready to throw away, and it came out of the spin cycle looking brand new. Here's what's coming. The real reason hot water glues stains into the fabric, the cold water recipe that dissolves the grime, and one structural check you need to make before you ever submerge your favorite pillow. That last one you cannot skip. You're told to bleach your whites. The problem is, nobody selling that bottle has any reason to mention what it actually does to a protein stain. A standard bottle of chlorine bleach runs about $5, and the label promises to make your bedding look new. But bleach reacts with human sweat by turning the fabric a deeper, darker shade of yellow, not lifting it. You pull a worse-looking pillow out of the dryer, assume it's ruined, and spend $40 to $60 on a replacement. A $4 box of borax skips that whole cycle. It cleans the pillow without reacting to the fabric, saving the cotton, and keeping your money out of the bedding aisle. A $4 box of powder doesn't justify a $40 replacement pillow. Nobody invented a mandatory lifespan for your bedding. They just rely on you assuming there's no other option when the bleach makes things worse. To fix this, you have to look at what you're actually washing. Human sweat isn't just salty water or simple dirt. It's a complex matrix of oils, dead skin cells, and most importantly, heavy proteins. When you throw a yellowed pillow into a hot wash cycle, the heat doesn't dissolve the stain, it cooks it. You've seen this your whole life. A raw egg hitting a hot frying pan. The clear liquid turns solid instantly, hardens, and glues itself to the metal. Heat changes the physical structure of protein permanently. You're doing the same thing to the sweat inside your pillow. Now add chlorine bleach to that hot water. Bleach is a powerful cleaner, but it doesn't break down proteins. It triggers a reaction called oxidation. And that's the only time I'll use the technical term, because to a chemist, it just means an exchange of electrons. To you and your laundry, it means the bleach attacks the protein and forces it to harden into a rigid yellow shell. You're not dealing with a simple dirt stain, you're dealing with armor. This is where the cheap borax and dish soap bypass the whole mess. Standard blue dish soap is packed with enzymes built to break down baked-on food proteins on your dinner plates. Borax works as a heavy-duty water softener and a chemical buffer, lifting grease. Combine them in cold water, and they act like a chemical lockpick. The soap enzymes slide in and dissolve the protein bonds from the inside out. The borax pulls the loosened oils away from the cotton. It doesn't cook the stain. It doesn't bleach the stain. It dismantles it. Here's the part that almost everyone skips, and it's why the problem keeps coming back. Dump this mixture into a normal wash cycle, and your machine rinses it down the drain before the enzymes even wake up. So here's the protocol, and the timing is everything. Find a bathtub or a large plastic bin. You need enough room for the pillow to lie flat. Fill it with room temperature or just slightly lukewarm water. No hot water. None. If the water's hot enough to steam, it's hot enough to cook the protein, and you're right back where you started. Add half a cup of powdered borax and 1 tablespoon of blue dish soap. Swirl the water with your hand until the powder dissolves and the bath feels slightly slick. Push the yellow pillow down into the mixture until it stops fighting you and stays fully submerged. Then walk away. This isn't a 10-minute quick wash. Enzymes are biological workers and they need time to dismantle the physical matrix of the sweat. Let it soak for 4 to 6 hours. Overnight is even better. Don't pull it out halfway through to scrub it. Grab the fabric and rub it against itself, and you'll just force the loosened oils deeper into the synthetic core of the pillow. You're not scrubbing a stain. You're unlatching a chemical lock. Let it sit there. After the soak, the water is going to look murky, yellow, and genuinely disgusting. That's the armor finally letting go of the cotton. Drain the tub and press your hands flat against the pillow to push the dirty water out. Never twist or wring it. Wringing tears the interior batting and leaves you with a lumpy mess. Press it flat like a sponge. Move the wet pillow straight into your washing machine. Run a standard cold water wash cycle with a second rinse and skip any extra detergent. The machine's only job here is to flush away the broken proteins the soak already detached. When it finishes, toss it in the dryer on low heat with 3 tennis balls to punch the fluff back into the fibers. I can hear the objection from here, and it's a fair one. Won't dish soap in a washing machine turn my laundry room into a foam party? No, and the ratio is why. You're using 1 tablespoon of dish soap for an entire bathtub of water, and it sits for hours before it ever sees the machine's agitation. By the time that pillow hits the wash cycle, the foaming agents have already diluted into the fabric and the murky water you pressed out. The borax works as a buffer, suppressing whatever suds are left. You're not pouring soap into an empty drum. You're rinsing away a lockpick that already did its job. There's one limitation you need to check the tag for before you start. This fix is strictly for standard cotton pillows filled with synthetic polyblend batting. If you own a memory foam pillow or a natural down pillow, don't use this method. Don't submerge them at all. Memory foam is effectively a giant, dense sponge. Soak it in a bathtub and it will never fully dry out on the inside. It'll quietly grow black mold in the center where you can't see it. Down feathers rely on a coating of natural bird oils to stay fluffy, and dish soap is built to strip oils. Run a down pillow through this process, and the feathers clump into hard, heavy rocks. That one doesn't come back. Stick to standard polyfill and leave the specialty pillows alone. So why doesn't the care tag just tell you to do this? Because the bedding industry doesn't make money when your things last a decade. Here's the whole thing in one breath. Skip the hot water and the bleach. Dissolve half a cup of borax and 1 tablespoon of dish soap in a cold bath. Soak the pillow 4 to 6 hours to unlock the proteins. Press the murky water out flat and run it through a standard cold wash. That's roughly 15 to 20 cents per soak out of that $4 box, replacing a $40 to $60 trip to the store. What gets me is how long I got this wrong. I assumed a yellow pillow just meant dead fabric, and I threw away plenty of perfectly good bedding over a misunderstanding of basic chemistry. It's not a dead pillow, it's a locked one. If you know someone about to toss a pillow they think is ruined, send them this before they do. See you in the next one.